It's an ordinary day, and we are in the heart of Europe, in Czechia, in a historic town of Příbor. This year, Příbor celebrates the 770th anniversary of its first written record. Now, I'm going to show you one of its jewels. Follow me, please. Church of the Nativity of the Virgin Mary, our oldest historical building. Beautiful. And the statuette of the Virgin Mary has been adorning the altar for centuries. How did she get here? A legend has it.
In the 16th century, there was a Catholic woman who lived in Prague. Every day, she prayed to a statue of Virgin Mary in hiding, because her husband, a non-believer and heretic, hated to see that practice. Therefore, the woman kept the statuette hidden in the kitchen. But one day, her husband came home early. When he saw her kneeling before the statuette, he was seized by anger. He grabbed the statuette and threw it into the flaming stove to burn. Early in the morning, as soon as her husband had gone to work, the grieving woman once again looked into the stove, which was still full of glowing embers. To her sheer surprise, the statuette was complete, untouched by the flames, only covered with soot. "It's a miracle," she rejoiced happily and brought the statuette right away to Lawrence Affilius, a canon of Vyšehrad at that time. When the canon was appointed a parish priest in Příbor in 1592, he brought the statuette with him and gave it to the local parish church of the Nativity of the Virgin Mary. The statuette has adorned the altar for over 400 years now.
Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. This feretory contains the remains of Saint Urban, small fragments of his skull and of a shin bone. It all happened in 1761.
A long time ago, there lived a faithful shoemaker in Příbor. We don't even know his name. The shoemaker committed a deadly sin, although we don't know what it was. We only know that he asked the parish priest for advice on how to atone for his sin. The priest listened to him carefully, shaking his head in disbelief. When the shoemaker finished his confession, the priest said, "You have to take a pilgrimage to Rome. That is the only way to atone for your sin." The shoemaker thanked him, and even though it was winter, he set out for a long journey he had to make, walking barefoot. When he finally reached Rome, he went to a church to confess to his sin. Then, he kept coming to pray there day after day for many months. After 1 year, the priests showed the shoemaker their mercy and told him he had already atoned for his sin. As a gift for his loyalty to God, they gave him the remains of Saint Urban, which he could take home with him. He swore to take good care of them and to bring them to the church in Příbor. And he kept his promise. The parish priest put the remains of St. Urban in a chapel and named it the Chapel of St. Urban. And there they are kept to this day.
And I have one more story for you. It's about a parish priest who escaped the marauding Swedes.
This happened during the 30 Years' War in 1642. An honorable dean of Příbor was riding his horse to Haškovec Hill to find out if there were Swedish forces nearby. As he was reaching the top of the hill, he saw them all of a sudden. Unfortunately, the forces also noticed him and started to shoot without hesitation. The dean's horse reared up, turned, and raced back. The dean was barely holding himself in the saddle due to his wound that was bleeding really badly. Nothing and nobody managed to stop the horse until he reached the first houses in the town quarter called Benátky. People ran out of their houses, stopped the horse, and immediately helped the wounded dean. Thanks to this lucky coincidence, the dean escaped the marauding Swedes and survived.
So, these are these 3 stories. Do you want to hear more or see more? We will gladly welcome you here in Příbor. See you soon!